Maybe one of the more surprising aspects of carbon sequestration and carbon storage in ecosystems is the fact that almost all of the carbon that's stored in the ecosystem is in the soil. And it's a common misconception that but you know, in a forest, most of the carbon that's actually stored in the forest is in the trees. There's a lot there, but if you have an old forest, there's much more carbon that's stored in the many meters or feet of soil than that's actually in the vegetation. And so how you manage the soils of, say, agricultural lands is very important for how much carbon is actually going to remain in the soil. And so tilling the soil by turning it over and breaking up the organic matter, that results in a lot more respiration and loss of that carbon into the atmosphere. So things like no-till agriculture can help store a lot of carbon in the soil. Well, I think if more generally, if carbon sequestration, if technologies can develop to cheaply sequester carbon that's emitted from power plants, from coal burning or fossil fuel burning power plants, if that carbon can be directly sequestered and pumped into the ground like many technologies are hoping to do, but yet have not been very successful in doing it for a reasonable price. If they can get that down, that would be that'd be excellent, because essentially there'd be no emissions from the single most important source of carbon emissions, but the cost of that are huge. For carbon sequestration itself, no, I don't think I've got any sort of unique approaches to any of that, or unique ideas. But I think maybe carbon sequestration itself is not going to be the answer, and I think finding approaches to avoid the use of the fossil fuels in the first place, and things that engineers can do, like develop better batteries, smart utility grids that can take energy that's produced at one place or in one point in space, one place and one point in time, and use it at some other place and another point in time, is the primary limitation on the ability to expand the amount of renewable energy that we rely upon.